Welcome to the Susan Brender Show. It's all about you. Featuring shows on health and wellness, the performing arts, politics, and people who inspire you to be your very best. And now, here's Susan Brender.
I'm Susan Brender, and this is the Susan Brender Show. Today I have a kind of New York girl who is now part of the Florida crowd. She's been here for about 20 years, raised in New York City, where she had ended up with multiple Catholic schools, all decked out in plaid uniforms. You know, we know people like that. She's involved in local politics. And local politics, while it seems like it would be such an easy thing, is actually a very difficult thing. And the reason that I am so interested in interviewing Lorrie Mackain, the reason is because I want everybody to understand that getting involved in local politics is a good start to making things happen, to giving people a chance to be heard. So let's talk a little bit to Lorrie and find out how she feels about being involved and a little bit about her partner, Jim Chard, who is running for commissioner, and we'll find out what a commissioner is as well. So first of all, let me welcome Lorrie Mackain to our show.
Hi, Susan. How are you?
You know, I'll tell you something, Lorrie. It's very interesting. When I met you, this was actually the first time I tried to get involved in real local politics in our town, which is Delray Beach, Florida. Many people don't know about our town, but it's a very vibrant, it's a very interesting town with a lot of issues. Now, you have decided that your partner, Jim, is really worth getting into this position of commissioner. Tell us a little bit about you and tell us a little bit about Jim.
I've been with Jim for about 10 years, and he is an amazing man for the past 5. He has been doing everything he can for Delray Beach. He's been involved in the Congress Avenue Task Force, which is trying to expand business west of Congress Avenue and take the traffic off Atlantic Avenue, which everyone knows is horrible. And he's been involved in Human Power Delray, trying to get pedestrians and bikers to walk and bike instead of using cars, again, getting traffic off the streets. He has just been involved with almost anything that you can think of, and he's just been doing it, for free, and really wants to help. He loves the city. He's been here about 15 years, and as you mentioned, I've been here about 20. So he's currently running for city commissioner, seat number.
Lorrie, let me interrupt you for a second. Now,
sure.
You talk about the position of commissioner. Not everybody knows what a commissioner does. So why don't you describe what a commissioner really does and how it affects our community?
Sure. A commissioner, there are basically 5 commissioners that sit on the Delray Commission, and they make decisions about everything in the city, from spending money on improving streets to money that is spent on the arts, traffic lights, you name it. And Jim's running for one of those seats. Right now, there are only 4 commissioners on the city commission, and so it's kind of been at a stalemate. No one can make a decision on what to do, and there are actually 2 seats open at this current moment, and Jim's running for one of them. Yeah. But it's an important job that really makes the decisions on the city, pensions, fire, police, all the employees, what's built in Delray, etc.
Now, That sounds like a very important position because, as you said, it makes a lot of decisions about various things that really can make a difference in taxes and the way the community kind of looks and it feels and why people would want to move here. Now, the thing is, you just mentioned the arts. I want to talk a little bit about that because one of the reasons, and, I don't tell this to everybody, but one of the reasons that I moved to this wonderful town is because of the arts. Arts to me it transforms people in ways they can't even describe. Now,
absolutely.
Now, people all over the world listen to our show, so I want you to describe what is going on in Delray right now and why people would want to come here.
Sure. Well, first of all, we have the Creative School of the Arts, which is housed in the Crest Theater, and it's amazing. I actually am taking 2 classes there currently. I'm taking a Discover Your Painting Style, and I just signed up for my 3rd session. I love it so much. And I'm also taking a creative writing class. I'm in the process of writing a book. There is the Arts Garage, which is an amazing location right in the heart of Delray on Pineapple Grove. And they have all kinds of local music and art, and it's a great location. There are a ton of artists that live in Delray, and it's got great energy, and the arts are really important.
Yeah. Now, as you said, the arts are really important. Let's skip for a moment. Now, let's compare. Let's compare a local election to the presidential election. Now, you were very involved in the campaign for Hillary Clinton.
I was.
Yeah, and why? I mean, a lot of people felt that Hillary would have made a great president, and many people felt she would not, but you had a real passion for it. Why?
I did. I supported her in 2008. I thought it was time for women. I think some men tend to mess up the world, and I thought she was the most qualified person in the race. She was a senator, secretary of state, traveled to 112 countries. I just had great admiration for her. I voted for her husband, Bill, twice. And when she didn't get the nomination in 2008, I got behind Barack, and he turned out to be an amazing president. But when Hillary said she was running, I just wanted to do everything I could to get her elected. So that's what I did. I started running phone banks out of our house, collecting names of volunteers. I adopted 2 Hillary workers to live with us, one in our guest house, one in our guest room, who both became my adoptive daughters. Towards the end of the campaign, we had canvassers going in and out of our house 100 a day, knocking on 2,000 doors a day. And it was very inspiring. I felt like I was doing something good, and my life became so full. My house was like a zoo: 3 dogs, a cat, 100 canvassers, people making phone calls, kind of all Hillary all the time. And it's not that different. I was obviously very disappointed in the results of the presidential election, but as Barack and Hillary said, you need to start on a grassroots level. So with Jim running for city commission, I thought, well, let me try again.
Right. Now, one of the things, Lorrie, that you said was that it became like a community. That's what it sounds like to me. It was a community.
It was.
And you felt so involved and so excited about participating. Now, for years, I've been hearing that a lot of young people and a lot of people in general don't participate in the election. Are they missing out?
Oh, yeah. really unbelievable, the people I met. When we had canvassers start coming, it was like the last 4 weeks of the election, they came from Haiti and Chicago and D.C. and France to canvass in Florida for Hillary because they felt like Florida was going to be an important state for her. And I was doing my humble best to help, but these people flew from Haiti where they just had a hurricane to knock on doors for Hillary. And it was incredible. And these people became our family. The phone bankers started coming in July, and it was every Wednesday evening and every Saturday for 3 hours in the afternoon, and they became my best friends. From July to November, I knew these people better than I knew myself, and they, were all in all the time. It was quite inspiring.
Yeah. Now, when I spoke to you the last time we met, you said to me that it's been a tough time for you because obviously you voted for Hillary and you cared a lot about her winning, and you were very disappointed. Now, have you been able to recover from this election? Because if you can't, what good will it do?
No, it won't do any good. But it took me a good 2 months. The day after the election, I got drunk and got a tattoo. And it took me about 2 months to really get over it. Inauguration day, that week I ran away to Mexico. I decided I couldn't be in the United States watching all the pomp and pageantry that wasn't for her. And I spent 5 days on a beach and came back with renewed interest and renewed purpose. And I'm going to get back involved with the women's protests against Trump's policies and obviously involved with Jim's campaign as well.
Correct. Now, this is what I want to know because I think a lot of our audience would like to know this too. And that is, now that Trump is in, okay, we can't change what is.
No, unfortunately not.
All right. Well, you say unfortunately not. Now, do you believe that at this stage, because as I said, Trump is our president, that we have to support him? And if we support him, which topics, which kinds of situations would you feel that you want to support?
Oh, Susan, that's a tough question. I'm just kind of wrapping my head around the fact that Trump is our president. I'm not sure I'm at the support stage, to be honest with you. I hate to sound cynical, but it just seems all his picks, what he's done with the immigration policy. It's every day there's just something else. Yesterday he had a horrible phone call with the Australian leader and was rude to him, and I just worry about what's going to happen in this world. I'm not going to leave the United States, but I'm going to probably fight as hard as I can against the things he's trying to do to change this country.
Well, this is a very exciting country when you think about it. Like the First Amendment exists, and you can have freedom of speech and freedom of press, and you can speak out. You count. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you're just one person. You count. So you're allowed to, feel the way you do and vote the way you do and do kinds of interesting things to encourage people to be involved in politics. Now, this is my last question. You're writing a book. Does it have to do with anything about the election?
It has to do with everything. It's actually love letter to Hillary. It's basically my memoir of 2016, and it goes from my past support of her to when she announced. I met her 5 times during the course of 2016 at various rallies. how I got involved, housing the Hillary workers, setting up the phone banks, and then canvassing, and and then finally running away to Mexico in acceptance. So yeah, it's I feel like I just need to put it down on paper, and it's been very cathartic. I'm almost finished. That's what I've been working on in my creative writing classes, trying to get this book into shape to publish. So
now, I always like to give my my guest the last word. If you have an opportunity, and I'm giving you the opportunity, what would you say to our audience, and how should we finish the show? Because the show is all about community politics and how everybody can make a difference. So give us the last word, won't you?
Sure. Get involved. Get involved on a local level. Get involved with a group of like-minded people. Try and make your community better. If you can't help at the very top, start at the very bottom, and that will spread. Right.
Yes, that's great advice. So my guest today has been Lorrie Mackain, and Lorrie is just a very involved, very interesting woman who has found something to do in her life that is worthwhile. So I want to thank you, Lorrie, for being on the Susan Brender Show.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for having me, Susan.
Thank you for listening to the Susan Brender Show. To be a guest, email sebrender@yahoo.com.